in touch with Trey, who's been on this storm. And obviously with cell service, the signal hasn't been great, but we're still receiving his reports. And he said that officially the tornado did go back up. So that is some good news that the tornado threat has lessened significantly. We'll stay on for a little bit longer. I just want to make sure that this storm doesn't cycle and intensify again. But we've had reports of tornadoes. We've had reports of high winds, of funnel clouds, but right now that threat has diminished greatly with this storm, and we're not seeing an area of red and green that was right next to each other just south and east of Pleasantville, a little bit closer to Lacona as that storm moved through. We'll put on some of those spotter reports and you can kind of connect the dots as that storm moved through, but our first report was again right here, and that was the first tornado with debris right into portions of Warren County. We had this report of a funnel cloud in Pleasantville, another one of a tornado 2 miles southeast of Pleasantville. That was at 7:04, and then another report a little bit displaced, but a tornado touched down, but again went back up, and that was near Sandyville. So those are the reports that we had and that we've received of the tornado. But we're also seeing a little bit more of that hook. I'm just noticing that the last couple of scans. So I do want to close that off, but this may be starting to cycle again, and that's why we want to stay on and make sure that we're giving this the appropriate attention that it deserves. But this is the area right in here. We'll switch over to velocity. You can make an argument that that we're seeing a little bit of it, but let me fly back out and get you a better view and see what we're looking at. Yeah, right in here. So I'll take it a little bit tighter. It is possible that, again, there's Otley right there, Highway 14, there's Monroe to the southwest of there. That is the area I'm concerned about currently. And the rotation isn't really as strong as it was, but notice there are some elements, that purple color that you see embedded in the green, that is strong rotation that we're picking up on radar. Again, not extreme rotation, but an area of strong rotation in the northern flank of that warning. And we'll kind of play this out so you can see how this storm has cycled over the last few minutes. It's maintained its structure fairly well. It had weakened a couple of minutes ago, but now we're starting to see a little bit more of that to the north and east of Pleasantville. And again, it's on the northwest part of that warning that we're most concerned about. Again, just north of Pleasantville, there's Runnels just outside of the warning, but there's Pleasantville now out of the woods, at least the main area of Pleasantville, but to the north and east of town, that is where we still have some of that rotation. There's Gear Street just north of there. That is an area that I'm concerned about. And then you go a little bit farther to the northwest, 90th Place, Coolidge Street. And again, we still have a pretty good wind core, a little bit of a messy signature, but we'll switch over to see if we have another vantage point. Looks about the same. And the worst of the rotation is actually displaced off to the south and west. So we'll give it a second to catch up. But again, no debris. This is actually outside of any of the reflectivity returns that we're seeing on radar. These blues, that would be the color if that was embedded where you saw that hook echo. That is where we would see debris, but this is just nothing falling from the sky right now. The worst of it off to the north and east. And as we switch to our storm impacts, still there's a hail core that's present now just east of the main storm right along Highway 163. And you may see about 1 inch in diameter hail. But I think that that weakening trend will continue. The closer it gets to that warm front, the more elevated that this storm becomes and less of a severe weather threat. What's interesting is a little bit of push of wind heading towards Pella, and that may mean the storm is kind of gusting out the weakest part. The wind kind of outpaces the storm and will essentially weaken it. That happened earlier, and the storm kind of fell apart before re-emerging on radar, but a little burst of wind coming into Pella in the next little bit as that gust front kind of moves out away from the thunderstorm. Not looking like it was earlier, so that is some good news. But there's the storm that we're concerned about. What's interesting is out towards Winterset, but I don't know what the dew points are out there. Also a messy signature, but we may see some stronger winds associated with that as that storm moves through. But if you looked on radar, you could make an argument that there's a little bit of a hook signature just south and west into Madison County, the southwestern part of the county. We may see a little bit of rotation there. Not screaming tornado at this point, but we are seeing the possibility of some hail and damaging winds. You see that area brighter pink in northwest parts of Madison County, and that's an inch in diameter hail. And on the southern flank, that's where we see some of the stronger winds that are picking up there south and west of Winterset, about ready to move into Creston. So those are the couple of areas that we're watching. Again, diminished tornado threat, and especially now that this storm is moving up towards the warm front and north of the warm front, that will eliminate the risk altogether. So I'm pretty confident that they'll allow this warning to expire once it continues to move east a little bit closer to Interstate 80. And then once it does, we'll likely return you back to programming. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience, but just trying to give people the heads up out ahead of the storm. The next line of storms, though, moving up towards the metro, they're moving off to the north and east, and they'll be arriving in the next couple of hours.